Double niche down on the content that you are providing. Create a deck for the design, create a deck for animation, create a deck for micro interactions. If a business owner sees something that is a little bit more experimental, a little bit more unusual to them and in their workspace, they tend to say no because they think that it's too risky. Don't sell your work, but instead create a narrative to show your idea and project vision. Friends, today I want to talk about how to create a killer and professional presentation that allows you to kill the number of revisions from a client, because we've all been there, and I've been there myself too, in a situation where a client always asks for an infinite amount of revisions. It's a waste of time and money because they might be a complete redesign from scratch of your project. We're gonna go over 5 key points throughout the video, and the first one is why is it important to create and to know how to present your work to your clients. And let's say that you have created an entire landing page for them, for their business. You have created all the animations, micro interactions, you send them everything via email. They come back to you and they say, no, that doesn't work. We need to completely change everything from scratch. Or maybe we need to change a lot of things in the design. So there are a couple of reasons why a client, maybe say no to you and to your concept. Too many things to elaborate because, as I said at the beginning, a website is extremely complex with a lot of facets, a lot of things to think about, a lot of details, and so the client might feel overwhelmed, and like that they say a straight no, and you need to rework everything until they see maybe your vision, they see everything in a really clear and clever way. Another one is that maybe your designs needs a little bit of explanation, because sometimes if a business owner sees something that is a little bit more experimental, a little bit more unusual to them and in their workspace, they tend to say no because they think that it's too risky. But you, as a creative person, you need to actually say that these kind of animations that you've done or designs actually work in their industry. And another thing is that maybe your thought process needs to be explained. Maybe your client needs some insights of your thought process to really understand how you have met their needs. By the way, to do all those things, to present your work, I highly recommend you to create a live event, to do everything live, because in that way you create empathy with the client, your clients actually understand you better, and spoken words are way more powerful than written words because you can emphasize certain words, certain parts of your talk. So actually, I highly recommend you to, on Zoom, on Google Meet, whatever you want, but actually create a live event for your presentation. The second key point is don't sell your work, but instead create a narrative to show your idea and project vision. In the first meeting with your clients, you always note down all the pain points, their needs, their project vision, and you need to put all those things at the core of your presentation. People always love and pay way more attention to stories that put them at the center. And putting all of your client problems and needs at the core of your presentation also allow you to show them that you truly care about their business, because business people don't usually think that creative people and designers more in general think about their businesses and understand their problems. So it actually adds a lot of values to you as a person and to your work. Doing all of that also allows you to create something that is extremely engaging for them, because in order for your client to understand how you have achieved certain things, how you have solved certain of their problems, they need to pay attention to every single one of your slides and to every single one of your words. So it is extremely important to focus your presentation on the key principles of their business. Plus, by following this path, you create something that is always professional, cohesive, and structured. Moving on with the third key point, it's important to define a clear objective for your presentation, because you don't want to put your entire website into a single deck with all its facets, design, micro interactions, and animations, for instance. You don't want to put everything into a single presentation, because otherwise your customer in 99% of the cases might feel overwhelmed by all the things that he needs to remember, deconstruct, and think about. And maybe it is not necessary to show all those things at the stage of your project that you're in. Instead, what I highly recommend you to do is to divide your deck. It's like double niching down on your content if you're publishing on social media, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Double niche down on the content that you are providing. For instance, create a deck for the design, create a deck for animation, create a deck for micro interactions. Focus on one single aspect of your design. Your goal is to create something digestible. Don't be scared of creating too many decks, of creating too many slides. You just want to create something extremely simple to understand. So let's say, for example, that you want to learn a new software. You're not gonna read the entire manual of the software, but instead you're going to look for every single facets of the software online, Figma shortcuts, software shortcuts, maybe how to create certain effects, how to use certain tools. If you take everything and you break down everything in simpler boxes, in simpler steps, it's gonna work better for you to digest, it's gonna be much easier and faster for you to understand, instead of having everything in one place and to read everything from start to finish. Same thing if I want to tell you all the internals of my computer, if I tell you CPU, GPU, motherboard, RAM, case, you're gonna feel super overwhelmed. So you need to shift your mindset in order to create a really strong and effective presentation. Fourth point, how to design every single one of your slides and basically your entire presentation. So what I prefer is I use my client's business branding, color palette, fonts, and all the assets. One tip that I have for you is to actually don't use bright colors for your presentation. Your client's attention must be on your designs and on your work and not on your presentation. So don't create a super fancy slide or a super fancy deck. Create something that is extremely simple with just the bare minimum that you need to explain your concept and to show your design in a really nice way, but don't put too many things. For example, in my presentations, I put the brand, the year, what the presentation is about, in the corners, everything in the corners with a really small yet visible type using the fonts of the brand. And these are the real details that make you look way more professional and that really creates a connection with your client. The fifth point is to speak with confidence. You're the person that in the first place need to be extremely sure that your designs and your idea is the winning one that is going to work. If the clients notice that you are not particularly sure about your ideas and your work, everything is going to be amplified by 1000% for them, and that always leads to something like, that's crap, we are not sure about that, we need to recreate everything from scratch. So be prepared for your presentation, study everything before you actually go live with your clients, and show this attitude, guys. Be confident of your work because you know if you have created it, you know that it's going to work. So I hope that you found this video helpful. This is how I do things, how I present my works, that 99% of the times I know that are spot on. I think that it is a really valuable video for a lot of you. It is gonna help you save a lot of time. And if you think so and you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel to see more content on web design, and I'll see you in the next video.